Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to our presentation. Tonight we'll be recounting the construction of the Arc de Triomphe, also known as the Tribunal Arch of the Star. Standing at 50 meters tall, the arch sits at the center of a plaza in La Place de l'Étoile, now known to be La Place Charles de Gaulle. 12 streets extend outward from this plaza and form the shape of a star, hence the name. The arch has a long and complicated history. Several events that took place at the time impacted the arch's construction. It might be hard to follow along, but let's do our best. We'll start at the beginning, back in 1806.
At the peak of his rule in 1799, Napoleon saw the end of the French Revolution, and he decided to honor those fallen soldiers and celebrate the French army's achievements by creating a monument. He sanctioned the building of the monument at La Place de l'Étoile. Before construction could begin, Napoleon needed someone to design the monument. He assigned the role to Jean-Francis Thierry Chalgrin. Chalgrin would not be the only architect instructed to work on the arc. In fact, the head of the project would change several times before the arc's completion in 1836. You'll see. Chalgrin's design was inspired by Italy's Arc of Titus, and the arc was built in Rome to remember the Empire Emperor Titus' victory over the Jewish revolution in 73 CE. The first stone of the arc was laid on Napoleon's birthday, August 15th, but it took 2 years to lay the whole foundation.
After Chalgrin passed away in 1811, construction of the arc was taken over by Louis Robert Gust. At this time, a wooden model of the arc existed there, where it was intended to be built. Construction slowed further when Napoleon was overthrown in 1814. And the Bourbon Restoration began. King Louis XV ordered the arc's construction to be continued in 1823 and began again in 1824. Jean-Nicolas Hue was commissioned to modify the original design. However, the design he proposed included major changes to the original structure that others deemed risky and extravagant. On May 12, 1825, Charles X dismissed Hugh's plans and ordered Chalgrin's original plans to continue and be due in December that same year. Hughes got the boot from the office after failing to comply with his orders.
In January 1828, Wio benefited from the fall of the Villèle ministry and again took his post. In 1831, once again, Wio was removed from the project. Guillaume Blouet took his place and had the honor of seeing the arch to its completion in 1836. Remember, everyone, holding the position of the head of this project was no easy feat. We weren't lying.
All right, let's recap. 1799, the end of the French Revolution. 1806 was the commission of the arch by Napoleon. 1811 was the original architect that passed away and was replaced by Gust. 1814, the War of the Sixth Coalition, which saw the end of Napoleon's reign. Construction of the arch was halted. 1823, construction of the arc was resumed, led by Wio. 1825, Ministry of the Interior kicked out Wio off the project for failing to comply with Charles X's orders. 1828, Wio once again took his post after the fall of the Villèle ministry. 1831, Wio was replaced by Boulet. 1836, in July, the construction of the arch was complete.
Since its completion, the arch has been seen as a symbol of French heroism. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Arc de Triomphe was originally built as a tribute to the French army to honor their recent efforts. This symbolism continued into the 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries. Victory parades have marched past the arch. These parades include German victory parades over France in 1871 and in 1940, and French liberation in 1918, 1944, and 1945. Another example of the arc's use in victory celebrations includes Charles Godfrey's 1919 flight under the arch's primary vault to celebrate the end of tensions between European countries post-World War I.
The arc is also a significant burial site for the important French leaders. Victor Hugo was a French writer and dramatist. Ferdinand Foch was a French general during World War I. and is said to be the leader responsible for the Allies' victories. Both of these individuals have been laid at the Ark temporarily before the permanent burial elsewhere.
Beneath the vault of the Ark lies France's La Tombe du Soldat Inconnu, or the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The original service honoring the unknown soldier was held on Armistice Day 1920, but the soldier himself was not laid to rest under the Ark until January 1921. Today, the Ark is still an important French symbol. It is accessible to the public, and if you ever visit France, you can purchase a ticket to participate in a tour of the monument and the surrounding area. The Arc de Triomphe is one of the 7 Arcs of Triumphs around the world. 3 of these arcs are in France alone. The other 4 arcs are in Spain, Romania, North Korea, and Syria.
Merci pour écouter.